When someone calls 911, it's logged always. No matter the emergency, no matter how short the call, the system keeps a record. But in Fallon County, something strange happened in 2019. A young woman made a distress call. She was panicked, whispering like she was hiding from someone or something. But when police arrived, she was gone, and there was no record of the call, no audio, no timestamp, not even a ping from the tower, as if the call had never happened. But her last words were heard by a dispatcher. "It's in the walls, it knows I called." Kayla Mendez, 25, worked nights at a bookstore in downtown Fallon, a quiet, snowy town in northern Montana. On the 4th of November, she clocked out at 11:03 p.m. and was seen on CCTV walking to her car. She texted her roommate, "On my way, roads are clear tonight." But she never arrived. An hour later, at 12:07 a.m., a 911 dispatcher named Mara Ellison received a chilling call. A young woman whispered, "Please, I need help. I don't know where I am. I was driving, but the road's gone. I think I went through something. A wall? Then static. Then there's something moving inside the walls." The line cut out, but when Mara tried to replay the call, nothing was there. Fallon County's 911 system is fully digital, backed up across 3 servers. Every call, even prank dials, are logged by time, tower, and caller ID. But Kayla's call never showed up. Even stranger, her cell provider had no activity from her number after 11:17 p.m. But Mara was sure. She recognized the voice she'd seen Kayla before. Desperate, Mara pulled the manual call sheet and wrote down what she remembered. Date 11:05. Time 12:07 a.m. Caller, female, whispering, "It's in the walls." Later, Mara noticed something. The page she wrote it on was completely blank the next morning. Deputy Colin Vex was dispatched to trace Kayla's last known location, the road between Brookside and Highway 12. It was a narrow, winding stretch through thick forest, notorious for fog and total cell signal loss. He drove the 9-mile road once, then again, scanning the sides carefully. Nothing stood out. It was quiet, still. Just as he reached the midpoint on his second pass, his radio crackled. A faint, nearly inaudible voice whispered through the static, "Don't let it hear you." Colin immediately hit the brakes. In the glow of his headlights, a car appeared up ahead. It wasn't crashed. It wasn't abandoned in a panic. It was parked perfectly on the side of the road. He stepped out cautiously and approached. The driver's door was unlocked. The keys were still in the ignition. He glanced at the license plate. It was Kayla's car. On the passenger seat was her phone. The screen was cracked, but it was still recording. The timer was running. Something or someone had been in that car after she vanished. The file was 4 minutes long. It started off quiet, just Kayla's breathing, slow and shaky. Then came the sound of footsteps, but they weren't hers. They were inside the car. There was no mistaking it. Seconds later, whispering began, but Kayla never said a word. The voice was different, deeper, rough, like gravel, scraping against metal and echoing faintly. It spoke slowly, deliberately, and then came the final sentence, the last thing on the recording. "It knows you called, so now it knows your name." When forensics pulled the audio's metadata, they found the file was created at exactly 12:07 a.m., the same moment Mara received the mysterious 911 call. But there was a problem. The area where the phone was found had zero reception, no signal, no way to place a call. So, how did it connect? A week later, a pair of hikers reported something strange deep in the woods, not far from where Kayla's car had been found. It was an old foundation, what looked like the remains of a small house. But there were no records of it ever being built, no permits, no property history, no family name attached to the land, just one room, still standing. Inside, the walls were covered in deep, erratic scratches, fingernail marks, hundreds of them, dragged across the wood in every direction. In the center of the floor sat a dusty old rotary phone. It wasn't connected to anything, no wires, no service. But it rang. Once, then silence. As one of the hikers stepped back, the screen door behind them suddenly slammed shut, but the air was still. There was no wind. Mara quit her job 2 days after visiting the scene in the woods. No explanation, no goodbye, just a short, handwritten note left taped to the inside of her locker. It read, "If someone calls from nowhere, listen, but don't answer. If the call isn't in the log, don't try to trace it. The moment you acknowledge it, it knows you. Don't say its name. Don't let it hear yours." She left town that same night, moved 3 states away, changed her number, no social media, no forwarding address. But 3 nights later, her landline rang. 12:07 a.m. Kayla Mendez was never found. Her case remains open, officially marked as a cold missing. But locals in Fallon still talk. They say if you drive that stretch of road between Brookside and Highway 12 late at night, your radio might suddenly cut out. You might hear faint whispering through the static, a voice that doesn't belong to anyone in the car. And if your phone rings at 12:07 a.m., don't answer, not unless you're ready to vanish too. Because whatever was hiding in those walls, whatever reached out that night, it doesn't want to be found, but it remembers the one who found it, and it's still listening.